Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Screening Room podcast. This is your host, Mike, joined by my co host, Evan.
What's up, everyone?
And today we're breaking a few rules and talking about the hit movie Fight Club.
That's right. So the movie just got re-released in theaters with a brand new 4K transfer, and it's coming out this upcoming week on 4K Blu-ray for the first time, as well as 4K streaming on digital. So I kind of thought, it was a timely time to go revisit this one. I hadn't seen it in a while, and I know Mike had never seen it until just now, or a few days ago, I should say. So I don't know. I thought it was timely, and yeah, not much more to say about it than that. What were your initial thoughts on the film?
Well, overall, I thought it was an all right film. I mean, I know, and this we'll get to it later on in our official review. I know I gave it a lower score than most people who watched it, but I totally understand the point of the film as it being more like a social commentary more than anything.
Yeah, well, I think that's what like, and again, I don't want to like spoil my review, but I think that's why I like it as much as I do, and I think why it resonates with a lot of people. Um, and that's because it it kind of like subverts expectations. You know what I mean? Like it's packaged as this like movie about just fighting in basements or whatever, but it actually has like a deep social commentary aspect to it. I mean, it talks about consumerism, mental health, all sorts of different stuff. It's
Yeah.
but it's packaged in a way that I feel like is more accessible to the average person, which I feel like it. I remember when I was watching it in theaters last week, I remember thinking it was like it was kind. I mean, I don't know. It's not apples to apples necessarily, but it was almost like the one battle after another of the '90s. I thought that was a kind of good way to look at it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, not much more to say about it than that. Those were just that's just kind of why I like it so much. I think my favorite part's probably Brad Pitt's performance though. I think
Oh, he was easily the best part of this.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Edward Norton, but Brad Pitt, he's just I think
Yeah.
it might be I don't think it's his best role, but I think it's
I
probably his
think it's
most
his most
iconic.
popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, that said, I don't know at the top of my head. I mean, he's been in so much stuff. I don't know
Yeah.
like what my favorite performance of his is. And this is up there, but and that's nothing against him in this. It's just this was Brad Pitt at an earlier stage in his acting career. Um
Yeah.
and I know actually you have some fun facts tied to that we'll get into in a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. Did you have any other like kind of initial things you wanted to get off your chest?
Yeah, I mean, overall, like I said, I thought it was a good film. I actually really enjoyed some of the cinematography for the movie. I thought it really captured that, dirty, grungy feeling really well, especially all the parts in the house on Paper Street. I thought that was done really well. I like the costume design, particularly like we had mentioned before, for Brad Pitt. They really made him seem like a unique like character throughout the film. And again, anybody who hasn't seen this movie, go watch it. There are going to be spoilers in this on this one, so again, pause it, go watch it, come back. But I thought they did a great job doing that and kind of making him seem out of place too the whole time. And they really foreshadowed the ultimate twist of this movie too.
Well, and actually, that's kind of a talking point I was interested in asking you about because I know when I initially pitched this idea of doing this as like our episode for this week to you, last week when we did the Transformers episode, which by the way, if you haven't watched, definitely check it out. But I
Absolutely.
remember I asked you if you knew the twist before having, because I knew you hadn't seen the movie yet, and I was wondering if you knew
Yep.
that Brad Pitt is just kind of like a mental like what Edward Norton's character like pictures himself as or
Yeah.
like fantasizes about becoming, I
As
think.
an alternate personality.
Yeah. Anyway, I was just wondering if like you knew what that twist was and you knew. And I'm
Yeah,
guess I'm
I knew
just
the twist going in.
Yeah, and
And
I'm
I honestly think that it kind of affected my maybe even my overall review. I might have given this a lot like about a lot higher rating if I didn't know the twist going into it.
that's yeah, 'cause that's what I was gonna ask. Like, I don't know, did it make watching the movie like, especially considering it was your first time watching it, like, was it weird? Like, did you pick up on any like sort of foreshadowing that like, okay, maybe something's up here, or like, I don't
I,
know, did it otherwise like hinder your experience in any way?
As far as the foreshadowing goes, I did notice a couple things. Just because I knew of the twist, like in the first like I don't know like 20 seconds, you like they cut like they splice frames of Brad Pitt in like the
Hmm.
first like 5 minutes of it. You see that. And then it's the small details too. Like for example, like the one scene where they're walking around the car, like the sides of the street, and they're hitting the cars with the baseball bats. When Brad Pitt's character hits a car with the bat, nothing happens. But when Edward Norton hits the car, then the car alarm goes off.
Yep.
So I noticed something like that, or like when the accident happens, Brad Pitt gets out of the car and then he pulls Edward Norton out,
Yep.
um, and that's how that happens. So it's the small, subtle things like that, and I think that's what I've noticed on earlier. Um, but
Yeah.
overall, as far as it hindering the movie, I don't know, honestly. I feel like it would have been a lot better if I didn't know going into it because I knew that was the big twist and that was like the crazy reveal in the third act. So I don't know. Honestly, I can't really say, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that affected it just because this was my first time watching it.
I was gonna say like it definitely makes I don't know. I mean, the problem is the movie. I mean, I use the word problem very loosely, but like because it's such a popular movie and has been out for going on what 3 decades now. Um,
Yeah.
it's it's such a part of it's like the I am your father thing. It's such a
Yeah.
mainstream like pop culture thing
Known
that
fact. Yeah. That
like
it's hard to not know going into it.
right. And I don't know. I feel like it's kind of I mean, I don't know. It's both a shame that people who are in your
Yeah.
shoes can't like I don't know, ideally experience the film for the first time, but at the same time, I think
Yeah.
it's also a really cool testament to just how innovative and
How well, yeah. Like
yeah,
how much it could hold up on a rewatch, knowing that.
right. Well, and also just how much it resonated with people when it originally came out, that it, kind of became this cult classic that kind of bleeded into mainstream culture to where, like you said, even if you hadn't seen the movie, you know what ends up happening. Um,
Yeah.
and I think it's cool that of all the like I don't know if genre is maybe the right word, but like of all the type of topics the movie could cover, a movie that a lot of people know about is also a movie that has a lot of social commentary in it. I think that's,
Yeah.
it's really cool to kind of, maybe it's not like the most flashy blockbuster ever, but it's like a movie that actually has something to say. And I
Yeah.
like that it's kind of motivating people to go check it out for that reason. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
think that's kind of cool. Did you have anything else you wanted to mention before we get into some trivia?
Yeah, no, that was about it. Like I said, I enjoyed the film, overall. It's just not my type of movie. It's not something I would usually throw on. But I'm glad I did actually like sit down and watch it. But I feel like for me, again, knowing the twist going into it might have been a problem. Also, there were a few things which I felt kind of like maybe dated the movie a little bit. Like there's a couple scenes where they do like the early 2000s bullet time effect, which like I don't know is completely necessary. It kind of dated it for me. But other
Yeah.
than stuff like that, I don't know. I thought it was okay. Like I definitely think had I have not known the twist, it probably would have been a higher ranking than what I'm going to give it later on, if
Yeah,
that
and
makes sense.
no, that's fair enough. I mean, again, like everyone's entitled to their. Sorry, I'm like actively fighting a cold, so bear with me. Um, I mean, obviously, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and I guess that's why I was kind of asking you a lot about like your perspective. This is trying to kind of put myself and everyone listening into your shoes because I know, like, if you're listening to this, there's probably a decent chance that you've seen it, or otherwise know the twist and are just watching anyway, even if you haven't seen the movie. Um, but yeah, no, I think that's more than fair. Um,
Yeah.
did you want to get into the trivia? I mean, as always, Mike is the one who gathered everything for us today.
Actually, before I get into the trivia, I wanted to ask you your opinion on something.
Oh, go for
So
it.
when I watched the film, knowing the twist, in the first beginning, like scenes of the movie, when Edward Norton's getting on the airplane, this is just before Tyler Durden, who's the character played by Brad Pitt, appears.
Yeah.
You see Edward Norton kind of like go by on like an escalator. Someone who is played by just a civilian, played by Brad Pitt. I wanted to get your input on that. If you think that was the first manifestation of the illusion, or if the form of Tyler Durden was picked up subconsciously by just a random guy who happened to be Brad Pitt, if you know what I mean, like just a random civilian, and that finally gave the personality a face for him to see.
Maybe. I mean, honestly, I don't remember the scene that you're talking about off the top of my head, nor do even I don't even know if I picked up on that. Either I've watched it
Okay.
twice now and I don't know if I picked up on it, but I guess to answer your question because I mean I can make a mental picture. I my assumption is that Edward Norton has had like an idea of like the personality behind Tyler Durden, but I think I don't know. My assumption is that the like physical manifestation would have like kind of come to him in terms of like I'm sorry. Came to him in terms of like I don't know, just I don't know, beauty standards of like, that like men look up to, I guess. Um and maybe he just saw someone who Brad Pitt played that is, and he's like, oh, this guy is conventionally attractive. I wish I could, have, whatever, a chiseled jawline like that, or, like be ripped like he is, or, whatever. So maybe, if that's one of the last, like, people he sees that, like, meet his mental, like, his, I don't know what the right word is, mental, like idea of
Like,
what someone
yeah.
masculine should look like, and then he gets on this like long plane ride where he starts to like
Hmm.
hallucinate.
Yeah.
That might have just been how the like the last kind of, like you said, the last puzzle piece to that he needed to create Tyler Durden. I guess that's kind of how I would interpret that. I don't know, but again, I didn't even
Yeah.
notice that Brad Pitt was in the airport. That's news to me.
Well, yeah. Well, that's a testament to just the film in general, that it's able to sneak in these little subtle hints you wouldn't think of. And knowing the twist going into it as well, it made me wonder the whole time. Like in the movie, like the narrator played by Edward Norton said that Tyler had been living on Paper Street for over a year. Has he had that personality for over a year, and has that personality gone to Paper Street and made the soap there, or did he make that fact up in his mind and he's just squatting in a house?
Right.
Has that been a thing? Where did he learn how to make all this? We don't know. Just because it was, it wasn't shown, or that was through the other personality. So it really makes you think going through in a rewatch on like
Right.
the perspective of both characters. How long have they been around, and how long has the Tyler Durden personality like tiptoed around the main character, played by Edward Norton?
That's what, yeah, I mean, because I guess your question, like, I don't know. It makes me wonder if prior to him getting to the airport, if Tyler Durden was just maybe like a voice that he heard him in his head, but like there wasn't
Yeah,
any like physical manifestation of that. It makes me wonder, like maybe for a year, Tyler Durden was just, I don't know, some
an
sort of,
idea.
yeah, or like a concept. And then the plane
Yeah,
ride was kind of the last straw that like really,
like made him snap, kind
yeah,
of, and then that's what kind of forced the character into existence.
yeah, yeah. That's, I don't know, that's interesting. I'm
Mhm.
sure that there are
Yeah.
like a ton of fan theory videos that probably deep dive into that.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah.
that'd be interesting. But again, that's like, I think that's such the mark of like such a good movie, something that like makes you think about it after you've seen it. Like, and you can
Yeah.
come up with multiple different interpretations, and I think it's a good thing if not everything is answered or clearly written out. I think I like
Oh,
movies that
absolutely. It's a
treat the
testament to the writing.
right. I like movies that kind of
Mhm.
treat their audiences like, adults and actually, yeah, they don't just kind of walk you to some sort of like easy conclusion or even a definitive
Yeah.
conclusion at all. And I'm not saying every movie has to be some sort of like complex
Like,
study of
philosophic idea at the very end, but
right.
I also enjoy a good movie that just makes you think after you're done watching it.
Yeah, no, I love being able to leave the theater or my home or wherever I'm watching a movie and like still be thinking about the movie, interpreting it in different ways. And I think that if a movie like this can make you, I don't know, theorize, speculate, and kind of like you said, rewatch it a million times and pick out different little teases or Easter eggs, or I don't know if Easter eggs is the right word, but like foreshadowing elements or whatever, hidden details.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that's like the mark of a really good movie. So I don't know. That's all I
Yeah.
got to say on that. If you got nothing else, do you want to dive into the trivia, box office, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I'm all set.
All
Um, while doing the research for it, I found out the budget was about 63 to 68 million dollars with, and this surprised me actually, a box office worldwide of only 100 million. So it flopped at the time. So it's more of like a cult classic as as the years went on and DVD sales continued to rise.
Yeah,
Um,
that makes
and
sense.
speaking of budgets too, Edward Norton was only paid $2.5 million for his role in this, and Brad Pitt was only paid 17.5 million.
17.5 million.
That's it,
Wow. That's
right? Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if this is like pre or post Ocean's 11 Brad Pitt. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah,
Cuz
like that era of Brad Pitt. I think
right.
this is what
Cuz this
I
movie
think.
came out in 1999. Ocean's
Yep.
11 came out in 2001. So this is pre Ocean's 11 even. So
Yeah.
I'm not totally up to snuff on Brad Pitt's filmography, but I can't really like I don't know about you, but I can't really like think of anything he did before that. I don't know if he did
I
like
can't either.
modeling or like commercials
Like I have
or
no idea.
something.
Yeah, I have
Like
no idea. Like, and that's a testament to this film too. Is this really like uses the star power it has in the movie to its advantage? Not only with Brad Pitt, Edward Norton, Lindenbaum Carter, all those stars really putting their A game on for this movie.
right. Yeah, according to a brief AI overview, Brad Pitt established himself as a major Hollywood star in the 1990s with the release of Thelma and Louise in 1991.
Okay, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, Interview with the Vampire 1994. Oh, of
Oh,
course, and
that was 94. Okay.
Seven, which
I
is
don't know why I thought
also
that was
directed by
2004.
oh yeah, no.
Oh, oh, right.
1994.
Yeah, no, you're right. I take that back. Yeah, no, you're correct. Yeah, I forgot. I don't know why I always thought 7 came out after this.
I, I,
An
I
Interview with the Vampire came out afterwards. I don't know why I always thought they came out after this.
I guess. Well, and Seven's also directed by David Fincher. He did both of these movies.
Yeah, yeah,
1995. That's crazy. I mean, I'm literally just reading off of an AI overview right now. I just typed it into Google. It's not like I knew that, but
yeah.
okay. I guess
Well,
that makes a little more sense. So he was, he was in some relevant stuff prior to this, but still, seven.
yeah, no, that's a hell of a resume.
I think it still kind of speaks to what you were saying though, like kind of taking full advantage of just the talent that you have, even if it's not like, like I'm trying to think of like top dog stars like DiCaprio, Clooney, like other
Yeah,
90s big names. But
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it worked. And I think Edward Norton and Brad Pitt were like perfectly cast and they have such
I
good
agree.
chemistry.
Yeah,
I think it's great. Um,
yep.
so did you want to get into some of the fun facts?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first fun fact I found was during the golf scene, both Brad Pitt and Edward Norton were actually drunk, and they ended up hitting one of the catering trucks by accident with a golf ball.
That's a fun day at the
Another,
office.
yeah, another fun fact too is the iconic line, "First rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club," is ranked number 27 on the top 100 movie quotes by Premiere in 2007.
Again, just speaks to how iconic it is. Crazy.
Yeah. Another fun fact too is that both Edward Norton and Brad Pitt actually learned how to make soap while making the movie. And that also, speaking of this movie's release, right afterwards, several real fight clubs actually started in the United States, with one of the biggest in California.
I wonder if like maybe they existed before and now just more attention was brought to them,
It
or if they
it brought
genuinely
it,
did
yeah, it
just
probably brought it
spark.
into popularity.
Right. Like, or even I wonder if like martial arts, like, like, or like karate dojos or whatever,
Yeah,
like,
I
saw
bet that sprung
a
up after the
surplus.
Matrix, probably. Yeah,
Oh, that's true too. Yeah.
the Matrix probably did it.
Because what we said this came out in 1999. Matrix was also 99. So
Yeah,
yeah, two.
yeah,
Yep, that adds up. Did you have any
but
other
yeah,
interesting stuff?
that's all I have for today.
Yeah, no, I. What can I say? It's a classic. I'll just get my little 2 cents in here before my voice completely breaks down. Yeah, my overall review, I honestly gave it a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I've only seen it twice. I saw it probably like a year or two. Just I randomly saw it was on sale for like $5 on Fandango at home, and I just bought it. I was like, all right, whatever. I'll give this a shot. I've heard good things, and I enjoyed it. But honestly, I think I gave it a 4.5 when I watched that first time. But then when I went to revisit it in theaters last week, um, I bumped it up to a 5 because I really enjoyed going in and like kind of like we were talking about earlier, like Easter egg hunting, and I don't know. I feel like I was able to appreciate it a little more, and also, I mean, there's a little bit of like the big screen effect, Like it's easier to appreciate stuff when you're watching it on a
Yeah.
massive screen. Um, and
Yeah, and I feel like that could have helped out on my review as well when I get to
yeah,
mine.
yeah. I mean, obviously, like any movie's gonna hit harder on the big screen. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I feel like, I mean, I even pre-ordered the new 4K Blu-ray Steelbook that comes out on the 12th, so I'm excited for that. It's the same poster that you saw on the thumbnail to this video. It's like the bar of soap on like the pink like background with the bubbles. Looks pretty cool. I'm excited for that. But anyway, yeah, I gave it a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it, but I will hand the baton to you. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Yeah, well, like I said before, I mean this was a good movie to watch for me. I think I will say though, knowing the twist going into it did probably have an effect on my movie going experience with this one. overall, I still thought it was an interesting movie with some pretty good social commentary. But for me, I gave it a lower score of 3.5. But I'm as far as an overall review, would you like to bump it up to like a 4.5?
I mean, ideally, in a perfect world, we could do like a 4.25, but
Yeah.
mathematically, we can't really do that. I'm thinking like in letterbox terms.
Yeah.
I'm good with a 4. I don't want to
Okay.
I don't want to make you, I don't want to have you over it. And honestly, like considering my original review first time around was a 4.5, I think that's fine. I think, like I said, it resonated with more with me the second time around, and also because it was in the theater, it was cooler. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I can live with a 4. I can live, and
Okay.
also I'm gonna bank. I'm gonna make you remember that, and we're gonna come back to that if we ever have like a bigger review difference. And I'm gonna remind you that I threw you a bone with Fight Club, and maybe you'll
Okay.
be tempted to throw me a half-star bump on something else if we ever have
Okay. Okay.
it. um, Definitely not a motivated tactic by me at all. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
sure, sure.
uh huh. I'll let you do the conclusion because my throat cannot handle it. Take it away.
All right, I got you. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Always remember to please like and subscribe. And before we head out, here's a little teaser for next week.
I feel the need for speed.
All right, thank you for tuning in. Once again, have a great week, and we'll see you on the next one.